Hello everybody, nice to see you again, sort of. This is Jack the Lad from the Love Local Jobs Foundation, the writer and creator and deliverer of Dare to Dream. And it is time for me to deliver to you now, virtually albeit, my second presentation of the three that I'm going to deliver to you. I would much rather be with you in person, absolutely no doubt about that, but with certain things going on I can't. So I've got a video for you now for the second presentation, which is entitled Skills. I hope this finds you well. I hope all your families are well. And if you weren't at the first presentation, just a very brief overview of what Dare to Dream is all about. It's a programme that I deliver to schools and to colleges and to youth hubs across Sussex, encouraging the next generation of people in Sussex, i.e. you, to be the very best versions of yourself that you can be. To change the way you see your future in the world, maybe. To get you to raise your aspirations and to get you to really chase down the things that you want to achieve in your life and the goals that you want to achieve. This is the middle presentation, as I say, the skills. I'll be back soon, hopefully in front of you, to do my final presentation, which is called The Ultimate Goal. And I was with you not long ago, just before Christmas, talking about presentation number one, which was the journey. And a very quick recap that we'll do on that, just to get you sort of mindset back into what Dare to Dream is all about. On the journey, we talk about self-awareness and identity, understanding who you are, understanding the person that you want to grow on and become even more of, and understanding the effect that you have on other people. We spoke about grades, character and employability, the fact that the grades you get at school or college, university will not define who you are. They don't have to define who you are. Are they important? Yes. Will they help? Yes. But they won't always get you a job, because people, and you'll remember me saying this many times, employ people. And we talked about self-belief. The fact that it is so key to believe in yourself on the journey that you're going on, because if you don't believe in yourself, it's very, very hard to get anybody else to believe in you. And if you keep people around you that are consistently telling you that you can't, sooner or later, you will start to believe them and they'll suck all of the belief right out of you. So this is session number two, as I say, the skills. And this is all about where you want to be versus what you need to get there. Now, when I say skills, I'm not necessarily just talking about, I don't know, being able to make a cabinet or being able to fix a TV or being able to use a video camera. I mean, those things are important, but I'm also talking about the skills that employers look for from a personal point of view, from a personality angle. I'm going to encourage you in this session to really chase down the dream that you want, to chase down the job that you want, to figure out what it is and to find a path to get there. And I'm going to encourage you to never settle for second best and to never let anybody tell you you should settle for second best. And the best way to start with that is by showing you a picture of a man coming out of a rhinoceros's bum. There is said man. This is Jim Carrey, one of the funniest men that has ever lived. This is from a scene in a film called Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls. He's a very, very funny man, widely regarded as one of the funniest men that has ever lived, but he's not always coming out of animals' passages, shall we say. He doesn't do that. He's also a very deep thinker and a very, very good speaker. I'm going to play you some audio of Jim Carrey talking now, and I'd love you to listen and really take it in and really think about the message that he's giving you here. Because we at Dare to Dream want to encourage you, as I said, to go for the very best, to chase down what you really want, to have a dream and to have the courage and the strength and the belief to go for that dream, because not enough people do that. This is Jim Carrey speaking at a commencement speech over in America, a graduation at a university, and he's talking about having a dream and having the courage to chase it down. Have a listen.
So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant, and when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
So I'm sure you'll agree, I hope you really got the essence of what Jim Carrey was saying there, because I think it's a really powerful message. And the quote that he says in there that I think is the most powerful is the quote you can see here now. You know, you can fail at what you don't want, so you may as well take a chance on doing what you love. That, to me, is an absolute no-brainer. And no one has got the right to tell you to not chase down what you really love, to not have a go at what you really love. Because I'll tell you something, yeah, it's really, really hard to do something well if you don't care about it. If you don't care about it, the effort isn't going to be there, the love for it isn't going to be there, the desire to go on and make it the best possible thing you can is not going to be there because you simply don't care. And that's a tragedy, because there are so many things out there for you that you can chase down, and we'll get to that in just a little while. But find something you love and have a crack, because otherwise you're going to get to 50, 55, 60 years old and you'll be thinking, man alive, I've wasted all that time and I didn't even have a go at what I wanted. Yeah, is it easy? No, of course it isn't easy. But what I want is for you to find a job that makes you feel like all these words in red or pink or mauve or ruby or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I'm not good with colours. It's red to me, you know. I want you, and your parents want you, and your carers and your teachers and your friends want you to find a job that makes you feel adventurous, driven, that you want to dedicate yourself to, that makes you want to conquer things, that makes you feel inspired, full of belief and full of passion. Get something like that and you'll do it brilliantly, brilliantly well. It's hard to do something well if it's making you feel fearful, like a failure, if it's mundane, which means it bores you, if it makes you feel uninspired, unfulfilled and stale. It's going to be hard to do that well. And as I said, no one has got the right to tell you that you have to settle for the blue. Go for the red, but it's down to you. Remember what Jim Carrey said, man. You can fail at what you don't even want. So you may as well have a go at doing what you love. If you're passionate about something, it's really a lot easier to do it well. But don't just take it from me. I haven't got a clue who this man is, but he's at a Q&A over in the States and he's talking to two of the most powerful men, the most successful entrepreneurs, businessmen that this planet has ever seen. I'm going to play you a clip and I'm sure you'll definitely recognise one of them because only one of them really talks. And listen to what he's saying, and that's kind of straight from the horse's mouth. Have a listen.
I'm wondering what would be the single most valuable piece of advice you'd give us to even attempt to create some of the value that you guys have done in both your very impressive companies.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it. You got to have passion.
So I'm sure that you all recognise the man that does most of the speaking. That is, of course, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, one of the most successful businessmen, entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call him, that the world has ever seen. Sat next to him on the same stage, I don't know if you clocked that, was Bill Gates, the man behind Microsoft. Those guys are next level, But if you listen to what Steve Jobs is saying there, it's kind of mirroring what I said to you. And look, he knows better than me. It's Steve Jobs. You've got to have passion for it. You've got to love what you do, because if you don't, you'll quit. And I don't want you to quit. You don't want you to quit. Your friends, your family, your loved ones, your carers, your teachers, they don't want you to quit. So find something that you love and are passionate about. That is the key to being able to really push yourself out there and go on and achieve the things that you want to achieve. Now, is it easy? No. Said that more than once, and I'll continue to say it because it isn't. This isn't all sunshine and lemonade. It's not. But there are things that you can work on yourself that make you a much more appealing and a much more attractive candidate when it comes to moving into the working world, when you leave education and training. And the general consensus is, from the research that I've done and many other people have done, is there are 10 main qualities that employers are looking for when they're going to employ new staff, when they're going to bring new people into their team. The first 5 I'll show you: leadership, teamwork, interpersonal skills, which means you know how to react around people, you know how to engage with people. Learning and adaptability, self-explanatory, you know, I will put some time into learning this. If I can adapt and learn something new, it's another string to your bow, is a phrase. And self-management. Self-management is taking care of yourself, making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not being one of them people that has to tot off to the boss every now and then, or every 5 minutes, and saying, oh, have I done this right? Am I doing this right? What do you want me to do next? Self-management, making sure your house is in order. So there's 5. And then you have another 5. Organisational skills, self-explanatory. Communication. Communication is huge. It's huge. And I spoke to this about you in the journey. If you don't know how to communicate with the people around you, get your points across in the right way, in the decent way, then you will struggle. Communication is really important. Problem solving, self-explanatory. Open-mindedness, if you don't know what that means, it's essentially, well, I'll have a go. It's the willingness to want to have a go at something that you might not want to do, that you might not agree with. But you know what? Let's have a go, because we never know what's going to come from it. So be open-minded, and a strong work ethic. And that, for me, is as big as any of them. As big as anything, a strong work ethic. And do you know what amazes me about these 10 things? These 10 things: leadership, teamwork, interpersonal skills, learning and adaptability, self-management, organisational skills, communication, problem solving, open-minded, and a strong work ethic. No one can teach you them. They can help you learn how to do it, but none of these are English or history or art or maths or geography or science, etc., etc. I'm not cheapening your education, those things will help you. But these are all things that you can teach yourself and develop yourself. You know, no one can really teach you how to be a team player. No one can really teach you how to manage yourself. That's down to you. You can develop all of these, and if you've got all 10 of these in the bag when you go into a job interview, you're in a good place. A really, really good place, because these, as I said to you, are the 10 things that employers want from their people more than anything. So have a good look at that, soak it in, and maybe even think, you know, well, which one of these am I strong at and which ones can I work at? Because those 10 things, they are key. That is the first part of the video for the skills presentation. I'm going to stop now, and then I'm not going to stop, I'm going to carry on, but you can have a stop, and there'll be another video along sort of imminently, and you can choose whether you watch it now or not. We've still got a lot to talk about on the skills. We're going to talk about luck and resilience and comfort zones and whatnot. But yeah, in the meantime, think about them 10 things. Think about what you want to do, and think about the creative ways you can maybe get into the industry that you want.